The Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) established the 2027 diesel emission standards with the goal of drastically lowering dangerous nitrogen oxide (NOx) emissions from large trucks. Despite the fact that these rules are intended to enhance public health and air quality, the trucking industry is expected to bear significant financial costs, possibly reaching billions of dollars. Longer warranty requirements, improved after-treatment systems, higher equipment prices, and the demand for more maintenance and repairs are some of the causes of this financial impact. The 7 main issues listed below explain why these criteria will result in high costs for both truck manufacturers and operators. Let's get started. Number 7. Upfront equipment costs. Trucking companies are anticipated to incur significant upfront expenses when they invest in new heavy-duty trucks that satisfy the strict standards of the 2027 diesel emission standards. The integration of cutting-edge pollution control technologies, such better engine designs and upgraded exhaust systems, which necessitate large investments in manufacturer research and development, is the cause of this growth. In order to adapt to these developments, manufacturing facilities must be retooled in addition to developing and testing new technologies. Trucking companies will have to make larger capital expenditures when replacing or updating their fleets because these expenses are passed on to customers. This financial strain may result in reduced profit margins and the need to modify operational plans, which may have an impact on industry-wide pricing structures and overall competitiveness. Number 6. Enhanced after-treatment systems. Heavy-duty trucks must have sophisticated after-treatment systems, such as dual-dosing selective catalytic reduction (SCR) technology, in order to meet the 2027 emission standards. These technologies are intended to drastically cut emissions of nitrogen oxide (NOx), a known cause of air pollution and health problems for the general public. For instance, it is estimated that the increased consumption rates linked to these more effective SCR systems could result in an approximate $3,612 increase in lifetime diesel exhaust fluid (DOF) expenses per vehicle over the course of its operational life. As trucking companies attempt to strike a balance between compliance and profitability, the combined impact of these stricter after-treatment regulations may put them under a great deal of financial strain. Number 5. Longer warranty requirements. For manufacturers and fleet operators, the 2027 diesel emission standards extended warranty terms for pollution control devices add still another level of complication. Manufacturers' obligations are greatly increased by these regulations, which mandate that they provide guarantees on emission-related components that go beyond earlier requirements. Manufacturers may increase their pricing as a result of this need in order to offset the extra expenses and risks related to extended warranties. As trucking companies manage the twin demands of market competitiveness and compliance costs in a sector with narrow profit margins, this dynamic makes financial planning and budgeting more difficult. As fleets attempt to strike a balance between the advantages of extended warranties and their overall cost structures, careful financial management becomes crucial. Number 4. Increased maintenance and repair costs. Trucking fleets will probably incur higher maintenance and repair expenses when they adjust to the 2027 diesel emission standards because of new technologies made to adhere to more stringent emission standards. Fleet maintenance staff may need extra training to properly handle these new technologies, since advanced after-treatment systems may require specific maintenance procedures that are very different from those utilized in previous models. These unforeseen fees can put a burden on fleet budgets and lower overall profitability, especially for smaller operators who do not have the capacity to cover these costs without compromising service quality. Number 3. Downtime and reliability issues. As trucking businesses modify their fleets to integrate new technologies required by the laws, the shift to meet the new emissions criteria may result in more vehicle downtime. When adopting newly mandated technologies, many operators have encountered reliability issues, according to historical data from previous emissions laws. If cars are removed from the road for maintenance or retrofitting procedures, this transition may cause major disruptions in service delivery. Trucking businesses must carefully manage their transition strategy to reduce these risks. This includes investing in training programs for drivers and maintenance personnel, and making sure that manufacturers provide them with sufficient assistance during this crucial time. Number 2. Economic strain on fleets. The total cost of meeting the 2027 diesel emission standards is anticipated to put a significant financial strain on transportation fleets in a number of different industry sectors. Without raising freight rates on customers, many operators could find it difficult to cover the growing costs of new equipment acquisitions, increased maintenance needs, and operational modifications. Smaller fleets might be especially at risk during this transitional phase because they frequently have narrower profit margins than larger businesses and might not have the cash on hand to cover unforeseen compliance-related expenses without compromising their service offerings or profitability. As a result, in order to survive financially in the face of these challenges, some smaller businesses may be put out of business or forced to combine with larger firms. Number 1. Broader economic impact. Beyond the trucking industry alone, there are predicted to be wider economic ramifications from the projected increase in operating expenses brought on by compliance with the 2027 diesel emissions standards. Higher costs for trucking companies, whether from increased operating costs or higher vehicle pricing, are likely to be transferred down the supply chain and raise the prices of the items these vehicles move across the economy. The economy as a whole may experience inflationary pressures if freight rates rise sharply as a result of compliance costs. Companies in a variety of industries may raise prices in response to increased transportation costs incurred throughout their supply chains, which would result in consumers paying more at retail establishments for necessities like food, clothing, electronics, and household goods. To guarantee a sustainable future for trucking companies and the communities they serve, it will be crucial to strike a balance between commercial viability and environmental responsibility as the industry navigates these changes. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe.